everyone. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're looking after yourselves. We've got another episode of our pick up the mic stuff, but we're focusing specifically on behind the curtain. You know, all these in-depth conversations about some of the stuff that we cover in our main series, but also some other stuff that we don't. And today we've got amazing guest speakers from Brunel, and they'll be just talking to you a bit about some of the stuff that they do, but also about their society. But as I always like to tell you guys, I don't want to be the one giving you the information on these amazing guest speakers. You know, they're here to enlighten your lives and make you guys feel like you're at home, you're here with us in the conversation. So I'm going to hand over to our guest speakers and just ask them to please tell us a bit about yourselves.
Okay. Hi, my name is Vaishali. I studied in Brunel. I've just graduated yesterday, so I'm excited to start like a whole new chapter of life now. I'm actually an international student from Tanzania in Africa. So yes, it's been quite a journey to move here, go to university here. I did economics and management and with placement. So I can talk a bit about that later.
Okay, great. So hello guys, my name is Tapan Agrawal and I'm as an international student and pursuing my master's degree in entrepreneurship management here in Brunel University. Currently, I am working on my business plan to start some business in fintech industry. And I guess that's it. And let's wait for the other things to know in future.
Oh, wonderful. And it's, Vaishali, congratulations on your graduation. I hope it went well. Yes, if you're not a Brunel student, you would have not known this, but obviously Brunel decided to do three graduations in, I think, the space of 3 weeks. So 3 years, sorry, I should say, 2020, 2021, 2022. So I know Brunel, it's been graduation after graduation, but congratulations to you and to Tapan. That's great that you want to start a business. You know, that's amazing. And yeah, I guess we'll dive into more about that later on. But I guess the first thing that we should probably start with is our first official question, and essentially that is to both of you, and you can answer it in the same order that you did the introduction. Sorry, was essentially, why did you decide to study at Brunel? Was Brunel always the choice that you wanted to go to? If not, what made you decide to go to Brunel? Or if Brunel was always the dream, you always wanted to study there, then why?
For me, Brunel was like a university that I knew a lot of people that went to. So like the community and everything that always like made me want to go to Brunel. Obviously, I had like 2 other options as well, but I chose Brunel because of the community, the fact that they've got so many societies, so many sports clubs and everything. But one thing that really drew my attention was that within London, it gives you like a campus feel. So it is like a campus university, which is like great because you can literally be around campus, it's safe and everything. You have security 24/7, you're around the people that you know, and there's so many other facilities within university which was amazing because that's what I wanted. And the other thing was that they have a lot of they help with a lot of things as well. So like I did a placement myself and I realized how much help I actually got just to get a placement. And I heard that from my friends before that studied here as well, who are international students as well. So that was like, yeah, those are the 3 main things: the community, definitely, the campus feel, and the placement opportunities.
Nice. So basically, when I had to select a university, when I was applied, I guess, more than 10 universities during my selection process and application process. But I guess stand out in terms of many things. Like it has very good ranking, it has association with many organizations and sort of things. But the most attractive part which made me choose this university was the opportunities they provide other than the study program. Because recently there was a competition held by the PDC Center. Like it was like on the share market as well as a marketing plan. So in that competition, I totally developed a new marketing plan for real business. So, all this information made me choose that Brunel will be the place where I can, learn things, develop new skills and sort of things, which will help me in my end goal of starting my own business. Because it's always, for me, it was always about business and sort of things. So that's why I choose the Brunel Business School.
Oh, perfect. And it's great to, I guess, hear from both of you that, you both had, and as international students, I guess it makes it even more interesting. You both have your own different journeys, I guess, of how you ended up at Brunel. It wasn't the same thing. You both found your different passions, and as I said, it's great that you both have enjoyed and are enjoying your time here. I guess before I go to the next question, because I thought about when I was going to ask each of you this question, and I think now's probably the best time with both of you saying, the bits that you liked about applying to Brunel. So I'm going to start off with Tapan, if that's okay. You want to start a business, and that's amazing. We mentioned that before. But I guess for our audience, I guess the question that I'd like to ask is essentially, it's a two-parter. But essentially, what is the business that you want to start, and what inspired you to start your business?
So I guess, as we know that, UK is a financial country. So that's why I choose the UK as well for my master's program. But being a Brunel student, I guess there were many like speakers were coming up in my lectures, and I had very good opportunity for networking as well. So all this stuff, I guess, made me start more towards finance. And that's why I'm looking to start something in financial technology, because we all know that, the finance is a key of UK and technology is a key of future. So I thought, this industry will be perfect for my business.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing the amazing things that you do with your business. And we'll keep an eye out. Who never knows, we might have a future Forbes 100, top 100 on the podcast. So it would be amazing. It would be amazing to have you back on to tell us how that's gone. But I'm now going to hand over to Vaishali. And I guess my question is, so these guys, and by these guys I mean the audience, are probably tired of me mentioning that I've done a placement as well, so I won't talk about it for too long. But I guess essentially same to you. So what was the placement that you did? I guess this is sort of like a three-part one. So what was the placement that you did? Why did you decide to do a placement? And then I guess lastly, how has doing a placement essentially helped you to go into the working world now that you've graduated?
So the placement that I did was like a assistant manager role. And I think it was a great opportunity for me to like get out in the real world to at least feel how the 9 to 5 is like. So yeah, that's what I did. I did it as an assistant manager role. And I just think that it's a really good way to get like hands-on with the whole like business and like just everything that you do, and it gives you like real life experience as well. So I would say, like, I think if you can get an experience like this placement, I know it is difficult, but if you can, then I think just grab anything that you can, obviously something related to your field, because when I was applying for jobs, which I have actually secured one in September, which took me a very long time as well. It's really difficult out there. But I did do it, and I have secured a job now, which is in central London. And I think it kind of made it slightly easier for me because of the process that I went through already whilst doing my placement. So I had to go through a lot of interviews. I had to do all these psychometric tests, and all of that helped me apply for like a full-time job.
Yeah, no, I think that's so true. I think kind of like you said, from doing like my own placement, it does. There is nothing, I guess, that can help you prepare you for the working world than actually working in it as soon as possible. And I think kind of like what you were saying of, you get to do the interview process, you get to do these tests. It is kind of good to sort of have I guess an edge up is the best way to describe it. You've got an edge on others because, you've been through interview process, you've been through application processes, what you need to include in your CV or your cover letter and what not to include. I think, yeah, that's really good. And yeah, congratulations on the job. Wish you all the best with that. That's amazing to hear that you got that. Because yeah, like you said, it is very tough. But that's why I've always said on the podcast that if there are any students that do have the option to do a placement, I'd say it's up to the individual, but I definitely would recommend doing one. It also, and before we go on to the next question, I just want to say this, that it also is nice because it gives you that opportunity to essentially see what you do and don't like in an office. instead of essentially you've graduated and then you're working in a job for like a year or a few months and you're just like, yeah, this is something that I actually really don't like. Now you've got the time to actually think, oh, okay, you know, I've worked in this role for either 3 months or for a whole year. And you know what, I realized working in this field is something that I really don't want to do. So I now know that after graduation or at this moment in time, I can apply for other jobs that aren't in that field. And it is good to essentially figure out which things do and don't work for you. So it's great to hear that you did a placement and it's helped you with your career.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think a placement might be a stretch for some people as well, because it's like a whole year long, but there's so many other opportunities like internships where you can do, there's so many other voluntary stuff that you can do as well, where other people or even like companies offer literally like 2 days internships, and that would be like amazing because you get to network, you get to see how the company is like, you can obviously like add them on LinkedIn, and that would be amazing because you can still keep in touch with them as well.
No, that's so true. And I guess at this moment in time, it's not been released yet, but we do have an episode coming out soon that talks about the idea and the importance essentially of networking. And 100%, you're right. It's one of those things where and we mentioned it in the episode that as a young person that you're not really encouraged to network until essentially you're almost like out the door, about to leave university, and they're just like, oh yeah, you need to build up all these connections. And you're kind of like, well, you know, I haven't really, you know, whether it's attended networking events or done placements and things like that, you haven't really had the opportunity. But no, you're 100% right. Networking, I've known people who through their network have found employment, through their network have, I guess, found employees, through their network have also been able to apply for funding and different things. So I definitely agree that you're completely right, that it's being able to use these networks that you build and to just see, you know, you might be interested or you might do something as a side passion. And then it turns out that someone who you work with, they've actually got a relative that's their full-time career and they're looking to employ someone that can help you with something. And yeah, it's essentially, networking does open many doors, and you know, I definitely encourage that networking is something that is always good, especially places like LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, for example, is a great place. It allows you to just meet new people. Most of the time on LinkedIn, people anyways are perfectly fine to just speak to you and learn new things anyways. And even if you know you don't share a connection, a lot of these people just, you know, LinkedIn, I guess, isn't like social media in the sense that you have to know everyone that you add. LinkedIn does give you the opportunity to see, wow, you know, this person works for the BBC and I've always wanted to work for the BBC. Turns out that, you know, we both went to the same secondary school, the same university, or, you know, you might not even have any connection, but you might be like, I really like what this person posts on LinkedIn. I would love to get the opportunity to just speak to them, learn more about like how they find their work and stuff. And most of the time people are genuinely okay to do that. They don't have an issue. So no, definitely agree with the importance of that. But yeah, I guess going on to the, go ahead.
Oh yeah. I would like just to add one more thing. Like, you know, even if you are doing like you have an aim of doing a business in future, placement is a very good opportunity. Like you mentioned, networking plays a very vital role. Similarly, it also plays a very vital role in business. So it will be, you know, great opportunity if you are doing a placement, because you tend to meet same motivated, same, you know, realistic and more like dream people who have the same goal, I guess. So you can be developing great networks over there.
No, that's true, and it is all about, like you said, even like we raised there, Tapan, about, you know, your individual things you do as individuals. Of, you know, you might have a business that you do as a freelancing, or, you know, you might be looking to turn something into a full-time business one day. Having those connections early means that when you do essentially want to start a business, or you know, you're looking for employees or things like that, you're looking for funding, for example, you then have a wider network that you can essentially ask for these resources, or you can ask for these services, and you're more likely to get a better response than if, you know, you didn't network and you just kept within your circle of influence, or your circle of friends and family. And it does allow you that, you know, you've got that essentially working relationship later on. It's really, really good. And like I said, it's amazing work that the both of you are doing. So you should both be very proud of yourselves. We're going to go on to the next question. And I guess this episode is all about, I guess, societies at university. You can think about it also, I guess, being on the committee, because I'm lucky to have 2 committee members with me today. But essentially, our listeners may not know, but the 2 amazing people with me today are both on the committee for the Hindu Society at Brunel University. Now, I guess this again for both of you, and I think we'll start. We'll go back to the original. So we'll start with Vaishali. But essentially, I just want to ask you both. Essentially, why did you join the society? Is the first part, and then I guess the second part to that is also, why did you then decide to go for the committee? Because I know that there are some individuals that have joined societies. They've built up a community there and they've really enjoyed it, and now they're fine to just be a part of the society but don't want to be on a committee. But then there's some individuals like yourselves that you want to go into those positions within the society, like chair, treasurer, etc. So essentially, I just wanted to ask you both, why did you decide to join the society, but also why did you then decide to become a committee member?
So for me personally, I joined in first year and I got involved like straight away. I met like amazing people straight away. So I was like, okay, now like I feel like I'm home. Like I don't feel homesick. I don't feel anything like that. So I think it was just that immediate like connection that I built straight away, and literally the first time I met everyone. So I think that was one thing that drew me. But the second thing was, like, they created a space for you where it felt like a home away from home, like what I said. And meeting these people have really helped me through my 4 years of university that I've been here. So I just thought like, oh, maybe if I am part of the committee, I can make other people feel home away from home. Like create that sense of community that's there for them as well, so that they don't feel excluded. Or if they need any help as well, they can always approach like any one of us, like me, myself, Tapan, or other people in our committee as well. Like we're always like ready to help people. So you can literally just send us a DM, or you can even message me on WhatsApp or message any of the committee members. We're always like there, like, and I'm always like ready to help people at any time, because I know it can be difficult at the beginning when you start university, especially when everyone's in the same boat as well. I understand that, but some people can be a bit like still in their shell. So getting out of that, like, create some icebreakers within the society and stuff. So I think promoting the society and stuff is also quite important, because if people don't know about it, then they won't really go to it. So I was lucky to know about it and went into it, and then eventually found a really good, really great like group of people who I can like share everything with. Yeah. And it's definitely enhanced my experience as well in university, because I got to do a lot of things. I like the main thing is obviously this podcast. Like I never thought I'd be part of this podcast. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity that you've given me. And yeah, like, and winning obviously Society of the Year, all the 3 awards. We also won the inclusivity one as well. And I won the individual one. So that was great. Like, it's all the hard work that we all put in, and that was the awards like that we got out of it. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Vaishali, you mostly covered my reason as well, because the networking part and the amazing people we met in this whole journey of, I guess it was just 6 months for me, but the amazing people I met and all this stuff made me choose the Brunel Hindu Society over other societies. But I guess the one thing which I will say that why I chose to be a part of committee was because I wanted to come out of my comfort zone, because it was a challenging task, because you have to manage your academic work, you have to manage your society work as well. So I remember I used to plan whole of my week just prior weekends. Like I used to schedule on my reminders and every sort of thing that I have to do this work on this day, this time, because being a web officer, timing is very important for me as well. So that was the key part, I guess, why I chose to be on committee, because it was a great opportunity to be honest, to develop myself personally as well as professionally. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's why the reason I choose the Brunel Hindu Society and being a part of such an amazing team as well. Later on.
And there's like a lot of other opportunities where like you get to be part of NHSF, which is National Hindu Students Forum, which is we're like affiliated with them. So we get like connected with so many different universities that have Hindu societies, and the London zone one especially. So we get connected to King's, UCL, LSE, City University, Westminster. So we get like all these other universities come together. So there's like President's Day, there is a June Committee Day. So all of us like get together, we discuss all our ideas together. And we also actually had an event called Dian, and it went really well. We also had like, yeah, and we had a performer come in called he's called Urgent Artist. So that was amazing because like we got people to come together for Diwali, which is like an auspicious occasion, and we got everyone there together dancing and eating and all that good stuff.
No, that's really great to hear. And it's great to hear that both of you, like I said before about you've had your own university journeys, but it's great to hear how both of you have felt about your committee, because I can totally agree that being a part of a committee can definitely help you, I guess not only help you to like you were saying, Charlie, about feeling a part of a community, you're feeling a sense of connectedness. You're not the only one going through this. You've now got other people that who can relate to your experience and you can relate to theirs. But it also gives you the opportunity to I guess meet new people and to see new things. And I think apologies, I should have mentioned it when I introduced you guys at the start. But yeah, it is amazing that you guys all the amazing awards you won at the Societies Ball. And like I said to these guys when I met them there, that it's hearing the work that they did within 1 year. And yes, we weren't necessarily in lockdowns or whatever throughout the whole of 2021 to 2022, but it was still a very difficult year. I know personally that a lot of societies did struggle, but to hear the amazing work that you guys were able to do, it's incredible. And I think it is also really great, like you said, about that it's not only, I guess, committee wise, it's not only about you connecting with students within your own university, but also the wider network of universities that you can work with, because that always is true. That there are so many universities with similar societies or the exact same societies, and working with them to do these events, whether it's things that are cultural and impacting you're showcasing your culture, or whether this is something to do with more of an activism thing, so whether it's to do with environmentalism and stuff like that. It is like what I said before about connecting with individuals with similar interests is great, but it's also about showing individuals who might not necessarily fit into those groups, showcasing what you as a culture or you as a society essentially do. And that's why I've always said that I love cultural societies, because it is always great to see, especially like you guys are saying, Brunel, from as long as I've been there, you guys have held crazy events, fun events, and it's been really good. And like what you guys are saying, it's all about building that culture. And I think before we go on to the next question, of the one thing I do want to highlight is, I know especially during the One Brunel week, and especially during the time that they were doing the fashion show as well and the talent show, all of this, seeing the different cultures there is really impactful, and it is great to see, I guess, how diverse. Well, I say Brunel as an example because that's what I've been, but obviously I know other universities do stuff. So it is all of these opportunities when they do have these events where you get to see different cultures and different societies. It's always great because you get to see something that you might not necessarily know about or you might not necessarily do normally. And it is always great to just have that network of students, and like these guys were saying, like I've said, it's nice to always be open to societies to just let you in, whether you essentially identify within the group the society is a part of or not. Which is always a good thing. And it's really something that I guess. Without trying to seem like I'm selling everyone on the idea that you should come to Brunel, it is one of the things that I do like about Brunel. That a lot of the societies are, they're not restrictive. They don't say if you don't fit a part of the society, you can't be in it. A lot of them are very open, and a lot of them essentially don't even mind, because I know that from being on a committee myself, I know there are a few people that have done this, but, most societies don't mind if you want to just come and have some food, or you just want to see what the event is about. They just want you to have fun. And I think that's great to hear. Like I said, from the society's ball, from speaking to you guys, it's amazing to hear that, the Hindu society essentially does a lot of this great work. Now, this question, I think we may have answered it in the previous bit. So if we have, I'm perfectly fine for us to go on to the last question. But essentially, this question was all about, how has being in a society at university impacted your university experience? Now, you can answer this in two parts. So I think I'm going to switch it. I'm going to do it in this different way, because I feel like we did sort of touch upon how the Hindu society essentially helped essentially improve both of your university experiences. But I guess if you guys have been a part of any other societies, or even if you wanted to just talk about, someone who is, there might be a first year or someone who's going to university in September who's thinking, wow, I really would love to be a part of a society. I don't really know if it's for me or why it would be better for my university experience. So even if you wanted to just talk generically, you're more than welcome to do that. But we're gonna start with Tapan for this one. Could you just let us know, how has being in a society, how has that impacted your university experience?
I guess even if you are not part of particularly any society like Brunel, not only the Brunel Hindu society but any society, it gives you a very harmonic relationship with other students, because to be honest, when you're starting your either the graduation or post graduation, the one thing which common is nervousness, the fear which you have to come out from your comfort zone and talk to the people and make contacts and be friend with them. I guess in that part society helps you a lot, because they held an event where all the people come together and it gives an opportunity to connect with other people. So I guess in that part it's very necessary that you either join any particular society which you feel comfortable around. It could be a regional society, it could be a religious society, it could be even the sports societies. There are many amazing sports societies as well, where you can share your passions with other students as well. So I guess it's very necessary, and it really enhances your experience at the university. I guess I can say that when I joined the Hindu society, time just flied very quickly for me, because all we know that happy times flies quickly. That what happened for me as well. So I guess I will say that it's very necessary that you're part of some societies, because it's very important for you.
Yeah, to be honest, I completely agree with that as well. Like I honestly feel that being a part of something. So I was part of swimming as well. I wasn't part of the team, but I did go to like sessions and stuff. And I guess it just gives you like a little break as well from your studies and all that. So it gives you it gives you a different direction as well. Maybe, like you can just go somewhere like else for a while, just, get it all like cooled down and then come back and study again. So it's like a good break as well, I guess. But also like one thing I would like to say is I did Hindu Soc, and I was chair in my second year as well and my final year. So I like the biggest thing I would say is that if you do plan to become a committee member, if you're not sure whether you want to take on like a bigger post, like let's say a chair or vice chair, maybe start off with taking a smaller position in the society. So like you can even go for, so like within Hindu society, you can go for like a treasurer or web officer or secretary. You can go for like a role that's like a little bit less demanding, so that you can like ease your way into it. Because when you're chair and vice chair, especially, there's a lot of things you have to kind of do as well. There's like a lot of organization. You have to communicate with different. So we were affiliated with NHSF. So like we were constantly on calls with them. We were constantly like replying to them as well. So like you'll have to manage your time like really well. So in my second year, it was quite difficult. So that's why like it was so difficult for me to like balance my education, applying for placements, and doing the society stuff, because it was like the first time I was doing it. Like everything was so stressful because I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to like get a lot of help. So all my time was focused on that. But in my final year, when I went back after my placement, like I feel like I manage my time well, so that I like during the day I would do like certain things that I had to do with my university, and then plan and organize events. Later on, like we'd have like weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings where we all just get together. We're all there for like 1 hour and we're just sorting everything out for like the next 2 weeks. So like you just need to prioritize. You need to know like where and what amount, like how much amount of time you want to put into certain things. And I feel like that's what happened in my final year. So being chair, we still held like so many events. We got like so many people together, and we won 3 awards. So that's just a bonus, isn't it?
It's a beautiful part of it, I guess. The best part of it. Yeah.
No, that's go ahead.
Sorry, I will just say one thing. Vaishali totally mentioned correctly, because I remember in every event she was the first one to come to the place where we are holding the event. So she was really good in managing things and pushing people to do their work, because as a chair, you need people, ask people to be on time, submit their work on time. So she was really great on that. Let me tell you that. Let me be clear on that.
Thank you. But so were you. Like, see, like there's so many other things that come together, like putting an event together, especially in a society and stuff. And I'm sure like in Brunel itself, so many societies are so active all the time. There's something happening every week. And to put that event together, it's not just the chair, it's not just the vice chair, but it's the full committee coming together, putting all their ideas, like doing all these posters, doing the social media, like engaging with people. Like that's such a big part of it as well. So I think like you and the committee, I say, I would just like to thank you guys, because without you guys, like it wouldn't have been possible, honestly. And it's not just a one person thing, it has to be a whole team. So, and even like being in society, you gain so much experience, like teamwork, management, leadership, like so many things. So I think it's just a great opportunity. You can always be part of the society as well. But if you are interested, then just go out of your comfort zone, like what Tapan said, like just go out of your comfort zone, put yourself out there. And if you think like it's a lot of pressure, then you can always let the committee members know, and they can obviously like pick up some of the pieces and see like how they can work around it.
No, that's so true. And I think a key thing to add on to that is, like what you said, a lot of committees, it isn't, saying, for example, that you are the treasurer, you're the web officer, so that only means that you can do whatever your job is. Like you were saying, if I know as the chair that I'm free, or I've got enough time, or I don't have any deadlines around, so I can do stuff, then I can pick up some work. If this person's the web officer and they actually, would prefer to take a bit of a social media break, then someone else can pick up the work. And I think, like you said, it's, I guess, not only for societies, and I guess that's, the great thing about being on a society, it does help to prepare you for that world of work, but it's also that understanding of a good team will essentially you'll just run itself. Like we were saying with events, if you've got a good team, you won't necessarily need to worry so much about, getting things ready, having posters up, things like that, because your team will just be like, okay, I've got these days free, I can put posters up this day, or, I'm going to be on campus this time, so I can help set up the room and things like that. And that's all essentially, that whether it's work or societies, that you need. You just need a good team of individuals that know what they're supposed to do, and individuals that can help to pick up the work where needs be. And yeah, it's great to hear that, you guys had that. And like I said, it is something that sometimes it can feel like it is a bit rare with certain committees. But it is, like I said, it is great to hear that you guys essentially had that. And it's been essentially a huge part of why you guys are, like you said, were able to win all those awards, which is really, really great to hear, and great to see like I said, the amazing things that you guys do. But yeah, we've now come to the last official question I'll be asking you guys before we end the episode. And essentially, I think we've given a lot of advice this episode, but if there was one piece of advice, and we're gonna start with Vaishali for this one. If there's one piece of advice that you could give to a new student who is joining university, so this could be whether it's for postgraduate or undergraduate, what's one key piece of advice that you would say this is what this student needs to know? And it doesn't necessarily have to be about Brunel. It could just be generically any uni advice.
Believe in yourself. that's what I stood by from day one. And that's how I got this far within Hindusoc. I just put myself in that situation and I was like, okay, how do I get around this whole situation now? Now that I'm in it, I have to like win it. Yeah.
I guess totally honest. To be honest, it's totally 100% true because you have to, put yourself out, and that will be my advice as well. Because you have to overcome your fear and nervousness, because it's very common with everyone. But that's make a difference. To be honest, if you want to be different, if you want to be a better person, you have to put yourself out. You have to believe in yourself, like Vaishali said. So I guess that will be advice from my side as well. That go with it. Go be part of as many activities, grab every opportunities which university provide, because it's tons of it. Trust me, it's tons of opportunities out there. You can be a part of it, and you can make yourself a better person in terms of personal or professional
definitely. Life. And it's not just societies, it's not just clubs, but it's also like the education side of it where they provide so much help as well. So you can definitely go. Like I always wanted to go to this pottery class, but I was so afraid. So it was just like I never went, but I wish I did that. Like just go to that pottery lesson, just go to that dance lesson, just go play that sport. I had never played Coco before, but we played Coco and we went into nationals for a sports competition from Hindu Society, and we won 3 out of 5 games. So that's something that I can be proud of. Yeah.
No, I think that's so true. And I think, like you said, it is about just like university. Like we said it before on the podcast, and I'm sure you guys have heard it in general, that, university is that opportunity where you can try things. And even if you do fail at them, it's not necessarily so bad because, it's not like I mean, most students typically aren't necessarily dealing with looking after children. You're not necessarily looking about finance isn't particularly a concern. It is the opportunity where you can try new things and you can do new things, and whether they succeed or fail, it's not going to have a huge impact. And I think, like you guys said, it's just about going out there and trying everything. It surprises me how much, and like I said, I bring it to Brunel because I'm there, so I just talk about Brunel for that. But even in a general sense, there's a lot of information that university students and particularly Brunel students don't know about. And sometimes it'll surprise you because you'll just be like, you didn't know that, for example, like the Entrepreneur Hub at the university offers £10,000 to recent graduates and current Brunel students of any levels, whether you're an undergraduate or postgraduate, or if you're doing a PhD, for you for a business idea. You can apply for competition, you can get £10,000 to essentially start up your own business. And you'd be surprised how many Brunel students don't know that. There are Brunel students who don't know that the PDC can also offer, I guess like what Vaishali was saying about, placements. They offer CV support, they can do interview prep with you. It surprises me how many students either A, don't know about it, or B, hear about it, but they think, I can't apply for this because, whether it's the business idea, I don't have a clear plan, or I don't have a business model that I can use, so I don't want to apply. Or, I feel like I'm very unsure about my CV. I don't want it to be, taken apart and me to feel like belittled. And it's not that. I think for to relate it to me, I think the PDC thing about getting funding for a business idea, I think that was one thing that I heard about. But when I heard about it, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm not necessarily a business expert. I don't necessarily know much about business models. I was just like, I don't know if I want to do it. But I think the thing, like what Vaishali and Tapan were saying about, going out there, just trying it, and that's what I really liked about the Entrepreneur Hub did, is they said that, you don't need to come with like a prepared business. You've got your projections, you've got your revenue, like this isn't Dragon's Den. This is essentially just the starting point. We will ask you those questions later on, but there's workshops that can support you. You can come to meetings and we can help to prepare you to essentially, improve yourself. And I think it's just by doing, trying new things is essentially how, I guess, linking it back to what we were saying before about networking, but also it's how you essentially learn more about yourself. You start to develop skills, you start to, know your strengths and weaknesses. And And like, yeah, I think that's a key thing that for any university student, whether they're about to leave, about to start, or somewhere in between, that is something that I think is very important. So thank you very much, both of you, for those wonderful answers. And yeah, we've essentially come to the end of the episode. As unfortunately, as all things do, this must come to an end. And I just want to first off by saying a huge thank you to our amazing guest speakers today. Yeah, thank you so much. It's been great to learn more about yourselves and what you do in your personal lives, but also about the society that you both were on the committee for. Like I said, I mentioned it before that you guys did incredible work as a Hindu society at Brunel, and you guys, seeing the different events you held, the different things you did to promote inclusivity, in not only in Brunel, might I add, but also not worldwide per se, but essentially in the wider community, I guess is the best way to put it. It really is incredible. Now, before we officially end and I let you guys go, in typical fashion, there might be some of our audience listening who might be thinking, wow, Hindu society sounds amazing. How do I join? There might be the question on every student's mind of, do I have to pay to join? There might be questions about, like what we mentioned before, of do you have to necessarily be Hindu to join the Hindu society? So I guess those are the three questions. Where can people find more information about your society? If they want to join, are there any requirements, so like fees and stuff? And is there any, I guess, I can guess the answer to the last one of, do you have to necessarily be Hindu to join the society? But yeah, those are our three questions to you guys, so our listeners can find out a bit more about you.
Sure. Hindu society is not just like Hindus or Indians or whatever. So it's quite open. You can come, you can talk to us. It's very open. Like we are very open-minded. We would always actually want people to come and like see. And it's not just all religious and all that. Like it's more of like it's more of like building a community where you have like-minded people around you. So that's one. Two is the payment thing. Obviously we're affiliated with NHSF, so we do actually have a fee, which is £5.50. That's to get to be a member. Being a member gives you a lot of benefits as well, where you get discounted tickets. You get to come to our events all the time. You're always updated on that as well. If you don't pay for it, then it's not the end of the world, because you can always follow us on Instagram. You can be with us on WhatsApp, join the WhatsApp group chat as well. So the next committee coming on, they'll probably have all this information on their Instagram, on the Hindu Society Instagram. So everything will be updated on the Instagram anyways. And then you can always DM them so that they can add you to the WhatsApp group chat, where that's always updated. So that if there's any events or anything, then yeah. And you can find all the information on brunelstudents.com. Just type in brunelstudents.com, go on the society, and then just type in Hindu Society, and you find all the details about the payment, the membership, basically, and all our social media. And we're quite active on social media as well. So you can always just DM us, email us, anything, and we'll literally be on it to help you.
Perfect, thank you. And I guess one last thing before you guys go, I should have mentioned this as well. We might have some listeners who might be thinking, wow, these guys are amazing. I'd personally like to send them a message on whether it's LinkedIn, or they might be essentially looking to get more information from you guys, to learn more a bit about yourselves. They might even be thinking, Tapan, I want to know more about this business. Or they might be thinking, Vaishali, I know you've got a job coming in September, but I've got an even more interesting role for you. So essentially, what would you guys say is the best way for individuals or businesses or anyone who's interested in getting in contact with you guys? What's the best way for them to do that?
For me, you can search me on LinkedIn, Vaishali Tapan, and I'm quite active on that all the time. So you can send me a message on there.
I guess for me, it's LinkedIn as well, and the most convenient will be the Instagram, because I guess I am more active on Instagram, and LinkedIn is on my progress. I started using it because I know the importance of it, but it's still new. So for currently, you can ping me on Instagram. It's Tapan Agrawal is my email ID for the Instagram, as well as the LinkedIn account as well.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. But yeah, you heard it here. If you're interested in joining the society, £5.50. I'm telling you, as a university student and as someone who's been a university student for some time, £5.50 is not that expensive compared to other societies. So you're in good hands if you decide to go for it. But as always, if you guys like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe is always appreciated. If you want to see more of our content, then make sure to subscribe to our Patreon page so you can get it first and get early access to it, as well as ensuring that you can keep an eye out on our other additional content segments as well. It's been a pleasure to have you guys as our audience listening or watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episode of Behind the Curtain. So that's bye from me, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day. Speak to you soon and take care.